Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we saw up to the reign of Henry II. In this video, let us discuss about the successors of Henry II. After the death of Henry II in the year 1189, his son Richard I, who is popularly known as Lionheart, he came to the throne. Historically, Richard I took part in the Third Crusade. Crusades were military expeditions which was undertaken by European powers between 11th to 14th century. Crusades took place to recover the holy places where Jesus Christ had lived his earthly life. Those who took part in the crusades wore a cross sewn on their clothes. Totally 4 crusades were conducted. In the year 1099, that was the year the first crusade happened, and in that year everybody participated with full of enthusiasm, and in that was the year Jerusalem was taken by Christians. The second crusade happened in the year 1144. In the year 1187, Sultan Saladin of Syria, he took Jerusalem from the Christians and Jerusalem was taken by Mohammedans. To recover Jerusalem from the Mohammedans, the Third Crusade was undertaken by Richard I of England. Totally 3 kings took part in the Third Crusade: Richard I of England, Philip II of France, and Emperor Frederick I of Persia. Since Mohammedans had taken control over Jerusalem, Christians were not allowed to visit their holy land. Since Christians were not allowed to visit their holy land, war occurred between Mohammedans and Christians in the year 1191, by which the Christians were allowed to go on pilgrimage to the Holy Sepulchre. After the death of Richard I in the year 1199, his brother King John became the monarch of England. King John's rule was considered as a misrule. The chief barons of England joined together by Archbishop Stephen Langton on behalf of clergy, shared grievances of the country before the king. On 15th June 1215, group of barons met the king at the meadow called Runnymede on Surrey side of the Thames River. They had a document which should be signed by King John. That document is called as Magna Carta. It is called like that because of its bigger length. Magna Carta is the most important document in history because it establishes the principle that everyone is subject to the law, even the king. Magna Carta also guarantees the rights of individuals. Everyone got benefited by this Magna Carta. Magna Carta is also termed as the Great Charter. And this famous document marked the beginning of English Constitution. After the death of King John in the year 1216, his son Henry III became the successor. John's son Henry III, he is a pious man, very religious, and he built many churches, the most important of them being the Westminster Abbey, which is now standing in the place of the one built by Edward the Confessor, which we saw in the previous video. King John was famous for 3 things. The first thing was that. The second thing was the advent of the Dominican monks and the Franciscan fairs to England. I'll tell you what is that. In the early part of the 13th century, Saint Dominic of Spain and Saint Francis of Assisi, they founded their religion orders in Italy. The main objective of this particular religion order is preaching in order to prevent the spread of heresy. Within a few members of these orders came to England and they began to play an effective role in the religious and social life of the country. Now Henry III, he favored the Dominicans, but the Franciscans were more popular among the people. Dominicans wore black cloaks. Cloak is actually a sleeveless outdoor overgarment that hangs loosely from the shoulders. You might have seen popes and clergymen wearing it. Dominicans are called as Black Friars. By the way, Franciscans wore grey cloaks and they were called as Grey Friars. The Franciscans, they settled in the outskirts of town and they looked after the poor and the sick. Many members belonging to Franciscan order, they studied at Oxford and some of them became good physicians. In fact, the Franciscans were the doctors of medieval England. Among the Oxford learners, there were also many eminent men of learning. One such friar, famous for his vast erudition, was Roger Bacon. He was the greatest scientist of the age. He died at Oxford in the year 1294. The third great event of Henry's reign was the summoning of First Parliament in the year 1265 by the king's brother-in-law. His name is Simon de Montfort. Simon called upon every shire, that is city in England. He erected two representatives who has to join along with the baron and bishop to look after the church ceremony and church formalities. So this particular concept of safeguarding the church became very powerful and effective. For this particular reason, the parliament which was gathered in the year 1265 is being called the First House of Commons, and Montfort, he's been named as the creator of the First House of Commons. After the death of Henry III in the year 1272, his son Edward I became the successor. Edward I, he conquered Wales in the year 1283 and made his son as Prince of Wales. So thereafter it became the custom for the king's eldest son to be called as Prince of Wales. Edward attempted thrice and created a lot of efforts to become the King of Scotland, but unfortunately he failed. Robert Bruce was chosen as a King of Scotland. A most salutary thing which Edward did was he asked the House of Lords and House of Commons to be present themselves inside the model parliament in the year 1295. The members of House of Lords included earls, barons, abbots. Abbots are the heads of monks, and bishops. They were all nominated by the king, but the members of the House of Commons were elected by the people. Since this parliament was a model for the subsequent ones, it is generally referred to as the model parliament. After the death of Edward I in the year 1307, his son Edward II became the King of England. He knows very well that his father Edward I has created a lot of efforts to capture Scotland and to become the King of Scotland. Again, Edward I, he made a lot of effort to conquer Scotland. The armies of England and armies of Scotland, they both together met at Bannockburn. Bannockburn is a town in Scotland. So in the battle, the Scots became successful, and therefore the English were forced to recognize Robert Bruce as King of Scotland. In spite of this agreement created by the two countries, there were frequent of fighting going between two countries for the next 200 years and more. After the death of Edward II in the year 1327, his son Edward III became the King of England. The very important event happened in the reign of Edward III was the beginning of Hundred Years' War. It happened between England and France. Though there was no continuous war between the two countries, both were actually unfriendly to each other most of the time. I hope these lectures are helping you to know a lot about history of English literature. In the next video, we will look ahead to know a lot about the 100 Years' War happened between England and France. Meet you in the next video. Until then, take care.